Hi guys, I'm Nicole Huff and you're watching my Get Ready With Me video. So usually first thing in the morning I just go grab breakfast or I get a cup of coffee, but recently I've actually been getting into lemon water. And I know it looks super boring for some of you, and trust me, it did for me too, but I find that it really refreshes and wakes me up and is so hydrating and good for me and my face, and I feel it in my throat, and I love how good I feel when I drink it. So that is what I start my day off with. And I don't do any kind of vigorous skincare routine because I know that it opens up your pores, and for me that I don't want to do that because I'm going to put makeup on, and if you wait a little bit it could work, but I usually do my skincare routine at night before I go to bed so that I wake up and my face is clear. And by the way, sometimes we break out and that's totally okay, and I do too. I mean, we're human, and sometimes you don't, so don't stress yourself out about it. It's normal and it happens. So yeah, I'm going to put on this toner. By the way, I hope everyone's been keeping safe and healthy, and I hope you've been following the proper precautions during this strange time. I know it's been weird and challenging to say the least, but we'll push through it, and as long as everybody works together and listens. And also this, sometimes we wake up with leftover makeup on our face, and the toner kind of clears it off, and sometimes we've got that leftover mascara going on, and it removes it. So I also use a moisturizer before I put on makeup, and that kind of acts a little bit as my primer. I'm still going to put a bit of primer on, but it really makes your face smooth and moisturizes it. Hence moisturizer. Yeah. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris, and it's a mattifying primer, so I can put on a completely matte face with it if I want it. And what I'm going to do for my makeup today is probably more a simple and natural look, even though I do have 2 interviews. I had an interview yesterday, but I had a makeup artist come over and do my face and my hair, so I still have some curls left. And yeah, I feel like putting whatever face makeup I'm going to put on certain days just really depends on how I feel, and yeah, it's just an expression of how I feel. So yeah, I'm going to start off with the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I love this concealer. It's from Too Faced, and it's really good if you just want to put on some quick makeup and you don't have time to put both concealer and foundation. So I'm just going to put this on spots that I'm going to cover up. And makeup isn't used to cover up your beauty. It really bothers me when people say that, because it's not. It's there to bring out your features and accentuate your features because they're already there. You just really bring it out. And this, a lot of people don't use a brush to apply their makeup because they think that they're going to get brush lines. And this one is the Flawless Airbrush, so it really, you don't see any makeup lines at all. Makeup lines, brush lines. And I make sure that I blend it everywhere because you don't want to have too much foundation in one spot. Yeah, so now I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Complexion Powder. And you could, after putting foundation, use a setting powder. However, my concealer and foundation, if I put it light, then I won't. I'll just use this. And with makeup, you just kind of have to do whatever works for you. I'm no professional makeup artist, so I don't, probably one might watch this and be like, no, you're doing it completely wrong. And no, I'm not. I'm just doing what I think looks good for my face. Yeah, and I'm going to wake up my lips a little bit, so I'm going to put on this Revlon Kiss exfoliating balm and put it everywhere before you put on lipstick. And it exfoliates and wakes up your lips and makes them look a little plump. So now I'm going to use my favorite bronzing palette, which is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. And this is really, I've had this for such a long time. And if you take care of it, it could last like a few years. What's your makeup face? Put it as an emoji down below in the comments. I feel like mine's... Yeah, so I give a little bit of shade to my forehead and my cheekbone by doing this. And if I put a little bit too much, then I will take my foundation brush and just fix it. See the shade that happens when that's where it goes. And then I'm going to do it along the bridge of my nose. And I don't want to change the shape of my nose, I just want to bring it out a little bit, the front of it. So, yeah, and if you put a little bit too much, you can always use a brow gel on their face and on their eyebrows, and I actually don't do that. I don't know if that's a sin in the makeup world, but I use eyeshadow. I do brush it out, my eyebrows, but I use eyeshadow just because I already have I have a full brow, so I don't really need to do anything with it. I don't know, besides, fix areas that need a little bit of a fill. So here is that. And then I'm going to take, again, these two colors and just fill it out a little bit. If you guys could live with only one makeup product, what would that be? I think mine would be mascara. Oh yes, sometimes because I put on the moisturizer, I put the makeup as soon as I put the moisturizer on, because usually I wait a few minutes. Sometimes you will get a little bit of moisture in your face and it'll look like a shine, and you don't necessarily want to have that. So I'm going to just powder it a tiny bit. Just where there's a shine. And now I'm going to put the MAC Illustrating Rebecca Moses blush, and I've had this palette for so long, so it's a little dirty. And I think it's Moses or Moss. No, it's Moses, I think. And I've had the palette forever. And I put it a little bit higher than where you would put, I put it a little bit higher as well as my cheek, my actual cheek, because that's where the sun would naturally hit you, is like right here. It makes it look a little natural. A little bit on my nose, a little bit on my chin. So I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty highlighter, and I'm running out, so I'm going to mix it with this Maybelline one. And I just put it, and you're supposed to use a thin brush, but I'm gonna use this right now. And it looks like it's got a pearly nose, and it's cute. Yeah. So, and then I'm going to put it above my lip. Bring that out a little bit. Okay, so for lashes, I'm going to use these natural pair of looking lashes, and just kind of gives it a little extra. Before you put them on, after you put the lash glue, you should wait a beat. Sometimes we do make mistakes, so sometimes you can do it on top, and if you have to clean it, then you can do that. I'm going to clean it after, so I'm going to put it on now. So I'm using my Tartelette in Bloom palette, and I take that eyeshadow brush and use Funny Girl, so a lighter kind of gold, and I put it like on the inside of my lid, and then I'm going to do that with the same over here. And then I'm going to take Firecracker and mix it with Rocker and do it on the outside of my lid, and that really creates a cool, and then you're going to blend it, so it really creates a cool looking eye. And you're technically supposed to do that after you put on the lash, but it happens. And then I'm going to take this darker one and go right underneath here. And just a little bit. You don't want to get clumps on your lower lash. And another trick that I do to make my eyes really pop is I'll use a really light color on my eyelid, or I'll just use highlighter. Right on the inside. And sometimes you'll get like a dot here or here, and just blend that. So clean your brush first. Clean your brush, and then either take this and go over it to here, or don't. And I'm also going to put a highlighter right below my eyebrow. That is another trick to make your face really pop. And the last thing I'm going to do is put on something for my lips. And I'm using this lip from Rimmel London. And I'm in a rush, so I've been like messing up my whole routine. So I actually put on this lip liner first, and this is a natural tone from Rimmel. And I line it just below my lips. And you have to do what looks good for your face, because if I do it too much, then my lips look crazy. And then now I'm going to take the lipstick and go over it. But on top of the lashes, you could put eyeliner on top to make it blend in a little bit more and make the eyelashes come out more seamlessly. But I didn't have time, so I just took the lashes off and put on some mascara. And the last thing I'm going to do, or the second last thing I'm going to do, is push my curls off and to get that natural beach wave look, and do a little bit of this to get some volume. And I promise I don't do that every day. Okay, so feel free to follow me on my socials, Nicole Samantha Huff on Instagram and Nicole S. Huff on Twitter, and stream Tiny Pretty Things on Netflix and Pretty Hard Cases. Stay tuned for Pretty Hard Cases on CBC. And I'm also really excited to say that I'm going to be releasing some music, and I love it. It's pop and dance and funky, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. Bye guys, stay safe.